Step right up to North of Normal, the podcast where the land of 10,000 lakes meets the edge of sanity. No two shows are the same because these clowns can't agree on anything. Same crew, never the same circus. Why North of Normal? These guys are so north, they're basically in Santa's outhouse. And so crazy, they make a moose and flops look sane. Say hello to the Chaos Crew. Mike Reeves, the guy who owns more shoes than Minnesota has state parks. A true romantic who can't decide between pizza or pizza for dinner. Matt Benz, the self-proclaimed Yoda of the group, with no social life because let's face it, bread never sleeps and neither does he. Last, there's Greg Green Bay Bauman, the grizzled elder of the group, who majored in history, so no fact checks needed. Just ask the cholesterol bomb himself. Strap in, folks. This is North of Normal.
All right, I got you. So a plane falls out of the sky, right?
Yep.
Plane falls out of the sky. Only 3 people survive.
Okay. Us three?
No, not us.
Okay,
three,
we need a little more
Here's the
detail, Maddie.
Are there a lot of people that didn't survive, or was the plane?
Doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. You don't
Okay.
need that.
Is it
3
though?
guys survive. 1 guy's Caucasian, 1
Okay.
guy's African American, and the other guy's Asian.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, what? 2 Asians?
No, one African American, 1 Asian, 1 white guy.
Okay.
Got
so
it.
The white guy says, "All right, I'm gonna go chop down some trees, and I'm gonna get lumber." Points at the black guy, says, "Why don't you go hunting and bring us some food?" Points to the Asian guy and said, "You go get supplies. Report back here."
Boom.
So they all go out. They're out there. Guy comes back with a bunch of lumber. Guy comes back with fish.
Nice.
They're waiting on the Asian guy.
Okay.
And it's been like 2 hours. They keep waiting. They keep waiting. They start to go out and look for him. They're looking. All of a sudden, he pops out from behind a tree and goes, "Supplies! Hello, folks.
Whoa.
We're here.
Whoa.
Welcome in."
Why does everything with you always have to go back to stereotyping people?
Yeah,
based on-
that's a soft open. All right.
Yeah,
So Dad from Minnesota, he likes to surf the internet a lot.
Okay.
He tells his son the aliens have landed.
Okay.
You know, there's some aliens that landed in Minnesota. And the son goes, "God, Dad, you're at it again." You know, he goes, "Do you mean Somalians?" Ice, baby.
Oh, no.
Episode 104.
I want to. Yeah, this episode is titled "Ice Ice Baby" due to the weather, and it's
The
2
weather
degrees
you can
outside.
see out here.
No other reason why we would title
Yeah.
it show that.
The weather outside's
Icicles
frightful.
are hanging off the buildings here in Minnesota. All right.
Yeah. A couple of jokes. You know what? I'm gonna
Yeah,
set
loosen it up.
Yeah, I want to set people's mind at ease. Obviously, a lot of tension going on in Minnesota right now. Just saw in the news this morning because I wake up in the morning, do my crossword puzzles like any 70-year-old, and watch the news. Ilhan Omar is complaining, and she was talking about how she fears for her life. Well, Ilhan, I'm going to give you a hug, a cyber hug.
Virtual hug.
Virtual hug, and I'm gonna let you know everything is going to be okay. And you know how I know everything is going to be okay with you? Because Charlie Kirk was assassinated because he had one view, or he had one standpoint. It was prove me wrong, and the Democrats could never prove him wrong. He was too intelligent. You, Ilhan, and all of your constituents, all the Democrats, none of you are intelligent enough to matter. None of you are a threat. You don't. You're irrelevant. You will, if you don't have your 80,000 votes from the Somalians that you and Obama brought in, you're begging groceries, or the checkout girl or whatever. You're not a congresswoman. You are irrelevant. No one's going to kill you because you know what? You're not that important. There, I just put her mind at ease. Hopefully, you can rest easy now, Ilhan.
I'll piggyback on that.
Because you are so worthless. You're not even worth a bullet.
All right, I'm gonna fill in the hole
Woo!
with some cold hard facts about Ilhan Omar.
She married her brother.
Okay, yeah, you can lead with that. So that's the first and foremost thing. That's a red flag, right? You marry your brother so that he can become
A citizen.
a citizen.
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
So that's first red flag. That's for anyone, any immigrant doing that. Second thing is she helped foot a bill for the Feed Our Children, which she now says was full of fraud because there weren't enough guardrails. But she came up with the bill.
Yeah, it was her idea.
Another big thing about it is that her net worth was under $500,000 2 years ago. Now it is $40 million.
Is that what her net worth is at?
$40 million
I think it's
and
43.
$40 million
Holy shit.
came up.
She could have been feeding them.
Well, that's just the thing. And then you're taking pictures with these people that are the head of the crime rings, and it's all fishy, right? It's all fishy, regardless of the race, regardless of the population that is doing a lot of the fraud that's being accounted for right now. Regardless, taxpayer funds, which we in Minnesota used to have a surplus of $18 billion, and now we are in the red. A lot, and they're finding out the more and more fraud how deep in the red we are. So as taxpayers, as your taxes go up and your property taxes go up and everything gets more expensive, and then you see the fraud, it's only rightfully so that the people paying taxes would be upset. Okay, so the facts about it are this: the people that they are deporting right now and the people that they are shipping out do not like this country. Black and white. I went to school with them growing up. That doesn't mean they're bad people. That just means that they are not here in the best interest of America.
And they're not
Or just
Americans.
Or just Minnesota. And I strongly believe that people that want to be here, they will appreciate it. And that's how you have a culture grow. And that's how you get country pride. And you need all those things in order to have safe communities. And that's another big thing, is that 80% of the violent crimes come out of one district of our state. And that district is Ilhan Omar's district. That's 80% of the violent crime. Think about that.
That's a lot.
Button
That's
bar.
a lot. So if you can eliminate one district's crime that results in 80% of the state, you should be 80% safer. So you're sacrificing 5% of the community, which causes violence, and you're keeping safe 95. You're allowing 95% to blossom and taking. I was a criminal. We all were criminals.
Speak for yourself.
All of us were criminals.
Yes,
I
Whether
was.
we got caught for all of our crimes, that's a whole nother thing. But that's us saying that. We had to be reformed. We had to be locked up and stripped of our rights in order to appreciate them. And that's what people are refusing to believe right now.
Here.
That's
I
it.
want to turn the page on bad politicians to a good
Let's
politician,
go.
a friend of the show, Drew Roach.
Okay.
He's buckling up and preparing for war again for re-election, and it's donation time. I made
I like
my
that.
donation yesterday.
Oh,
You can make your donation
Yeah.
north of Normalins. Is that how you would say it?
Normies?
normal. I think
Normies?
North of Normies?
Normies.
Yeah, our normies.
Normies.
Perfect,
Yeah, they're
Benzie.
normies.
How much
You can make the donation on Venmo to at Drew for House.
Yep.
Here's something cool that you can do as well. You can reach out directly to our Facebook page. If you donate $75, we will send you out some paperwork that will give you your $75 back. Now, I learned the hard way last year. I owed Mr. Uncle Sam some money.
Uncle Walls.
Yeah,
actually.
Uncle Walls. So I didn't get my $75 back.
Yeah.
But Drew still got it for his deal. So I made my Venmo yesterday. And you can make yours
I love
at
that.
Drew for House. Let's get him back in.
Drew is
Let's make Minnesota great again.
Yeah.
You know, one politician at a time.
Let's
go.
Let's also we'll drop the link in the comments on the Facebook.
Yep.
Drew's also the only person that I would donate to his campaign where I couldn't vote for him.
I can't vote
same.
for him.
Yeah, he
He's
doesn't-
not in our district.
100%.
Yeah.
But
But
it doesn't,
It's a good voice.
Yeah, he's getting my money.
Yeah, whether it's $5 or $5,000.
Well, I'm
mean-
sending enough to get that letter back. But speaking
Yeah, so it's a free donation.
Speaking of Tim Walz, like you were talking, Matt,
Sure.
about, I mean, here's the thing: is the problem I have with everything. Piggybacking what Matt said is, this country's been around for 250 years. The one word that we haven't used in the past 10 years, 15 years, that has been used since the beginning of our country is assimilate. Assimilate means, in the case of our country, is you come to our country with the goal of becoming part of the country. You want to assimilate to that way of life. It's called, the American dream. I want to go to America to be part of the American dream, not go to America to change their way of thinking. We don't need our way of thinking change. We don't need Shahara law. We don't need these types of things. So if you want to come to America, it should be very simple. Do you want to assimilate into our culture And I say our, as in the people who've been here for 250 plus years, when this country was founded. You want to assimilate to that way of life? Welcome. We have paperwork, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I was trolling someone on Facebook yesterday because someone just said, my uncle finally got his paperwork to become a citizen after 23 years of waiting. Too bad he's been dead for 5 years. I'm like, it's too bad. I've been on the Packers season ticket waiting list for 35 years. Sometimes we got to wait.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, it's rough. It's rough. And what you're seeing right now is, I saw a post that said, if you're the far right now, that just means that you're thinking the way the majority of Americans had thought for the whole history of our country. It's just common sense law. It's you're getting too wrapped up in the DEI brainwashing that everybody should focus on color, where you need to really eliminate color. For a long time growing up, I felt like I was friends with anyone as long as they showed respect, and it took color out of it. And now you're seeing it again because they can't go. Transgenders losing more and more steam. So what do? They go back to the race card, and they're going to push the race card because that's the most that you can divide. And regardless, you saw people, gays and lesbians and all other, parts of the left, the strong parts of the left that were standing up for Hamas, and it's like, you don't understand Sharia law. You don't understand the basics, and they know you don't. So they prey on you. But go ahead and try to protest with them in their country. They will say they want nothing to do with you.
At the end of the day, left, right, earth, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, look at the UK.
You need to get right with Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the UK is a prime example. Most of the times when we have situations like this, we can't compare to anything else. They'll say, "Oh, this no." UK has open borders. Okay. Right now, the UK is a shit show. I mean, they're arresting people for saying words on the internet, just trolling.
Yeah.
Words on the internet, you're getting locked up. And it's like, what are we doing? That's exactly what our elected officials, Trump and his cabinet, are saying. You either do what we have to do now to get third world immigrants that aren't legally here out, or turn into the UK. You're just seeing a glimpse into your future.
But again, you're focusing outwards, Maddie.
Yeah.
Focus inwards.
How?
That's within yourself, within the foundation of your life, your faith.
Yeah.
Because after this life, that's all that matters.
Okay.
If you're a believer.
Yeah.
That's what's the problem with society, and that's what the Dems feed off of.
Yes.
When they make assassinations and social media and all that kind of stuff, is they want you outwards. They want to shatter what you have going on inwards. You need your foundation solid with the Lord.
That. Yeah, but also now's the time to get America and the states back on track.
But that's not our job.
It is.
Our job is inward. Their job is outward.
As individuals.
We can make a vote,
yeah,
but that's not our job.
Less about the vote and more about what you're saying is your house and your communities. Which, if you band together and you do the things that need to be done, which is ID to vote, you do these simple things to make voting and elections more secure.
They do.
Who's
not
that?
We do.
Yeah, I understand what you guys are both saying, the same thing,
Yeah,
just
I know.
from different perspectives.
Yeah.
Mike, you're talking about what can each individual person do to better their own
Yep.
their own eternity and their own foundation as
Sure.
a person.
And that helps you here today too.
Yeah, but Matt, Matt's talking about us as a community.
Yeah.
What can the community?
I know what he's talking
Yeah.
about. I'm trying to give our viewers, the normies, a different perspective. I'm not. You guys are co-signing each other. I'm not here to co-sign you today.
No, I'm just saying that.
on this chilly
Yeah.
day. There's different perspectives.
Yeah.
No, but I understand what you're saying. But
Yeah.
I think that what the problem with what you're saying is that's the way people have felt for the past 20 years, 15 years since this whole DEI, this whole woke thing happened. It's like, we got to think inward. We got to worry about ourselves, our relationship with God. And that's right.
I don't think anybody felt like that.
Well, I think a lot of people did. I think the problem with it is you're starting to realize that those voices are getting silenced and the opportunity to live within your faith are getting drowned out by all of this woke nonsense. I mean, because I know plenty of gay people, And most of the gay people I know are disgusted with this woke movement.
Yeah,
They're like,
course.
wait a second. I just want to be gay and happy and, live with my partner and live my own life.
Sure.
I don't need to be lumped in with these wackadoos who want to, put a dress on a boy and let him play fast pitch softball for the Champlain Park softball team.
Sure.
It's my point is that you're both right. You're looking at it as what can you do yourself, Mike Reeves
and Greg Bauman and
Yeah.
Matt Benz and
Yeah.
you, where Matt's talking about we, but it's not we because you have no voice in it. You can't make any decisions. None of us can.
You can echo. You can for sure echo.
But
How
we
can't
don't
you
have
make
a say.
And you
How
don't
can't
have
you
to-
make decisions?
We don't have a say in the outcome of
100%
Minnesota.
You do. You talk to
We
an
do?
elected official every day. What do you mean? You don't have a say?
No,
You
Yes,
literally
you
started.
are tied in. You just said send $75 to my best
he
buddy.
does.
Yes,
Yeah.
He has a voice.
because that's your community and your friend, Michael.
That's
You got
not
how?
me.
And
I'm
every-
saying that we have a seam right now where they're finally starting to see the swamp in Minnesota.
Right.
We haven't had that seam, so you can't let the seam shut. And just
But who's
focus on
showing the
you.
seam?
What do you mean?
Not me.
But the people,
Trump,
But wait,
our
a sec-
president.
wait a second. You started off.
Officials.
You started off the
Yes.
show, Mike, though, saying ask for donations. If let's just use the $75 number.
Sure.
If you give $75, if I give 75, that's helping someone like Drew do
Who we
exactly
trust.
what Matt's
Who
talking
we
about.
trust.
Yes.
Because that's your voice that you can help with.
That's
It's
what I'm
not.
saying.
It's not as loud of a voice as Drew,
Yeah.
but it's still a voice. And that
I'm not
voice-
saying be silent by
No,
any
no,
means
you're
because
not.
none of us
I
are.
know you're not, and I get what you're saying.
We're all very
You're both
opinionated.
right.
Yeah.
I get it. Yes. Should we be focusing on our households and our communities and trying to make sure that they're on the same page? Yes. But when you get a fucking crack in the seam like we finally have the spotlight shining on our state, and you can finally try to open the books. And you see all these blue states right now too that they act like they're not panicking. They act like they're doing a civil duty of locking their books and locking their voter rolls and not allowing the feds to look at them. And it's like, what do you think a common sense individual thinks of when you withhold public information? It's like me when I got arrested the last time. The cop looked at me and said, I'm going to need to search the vehicle. And I said, you can't. What do you think happened? He searched the vehicle
Yeah.
and found stuff he wasn't supposed to find.
Illegally.
That's my own life.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, just wait. It's okay. You can hold on all you want. It's going to come out before the election in the state. And
I mean, and that's
God, I can't wait.
I hope.
that's the thing.
Well, we've
They're on
said
the
that for a
phone.
long time.
I know we have.
and that's
long
Tom
time.
Emmer- Tom Emmer's on point.
Back to Trump's first where he lost.
I know, but did you hear yesterday? Tom Emmer had walls on the stand.
I get it.
And
I'm
he was
just let's see
Oh,
it.
I know.
Let's see eggs start to crack. Yeah, no, you're right. And let's not get it confused. We're all
I
aligned.
know.
We're all aligned.
Mhm.
I'm not sitting up here disagreeing with you because I agree
know.
with everything you say.
Right
I'm
now,
just
it's
trying to
like-
shine a light on,
Yeah,
a different perspective.
Right
or
now,
something.
it's like Patty Mahomes just sent out a tweet of like JJ's highlight reel of Justin Jefferson's highlights, and you're just like, what does this mean? We got the seam. He's talking about the purple.
Yeah.
That's this.
Yes.
let
love it.
me ask you as this, because first of all, it's what's going on in Minnesota. They've confirmed over $1 billion in fraud, and I've seen numbers
Up
where-
to 8.
up to $8
Yep.
billion. Now, our governor, who has been scrutinized lately, the president's used words. He's done things. I got to, and this is billions of dollars
From
from taxpayers.
feeding children,
Feeding
need
children funds.
autistic services for kids with autism, and housing for the underprivileged.
Now, here's my question: is this amount of money? This isn't like taking $20 out of your mom's purse. This is like draining your mom's 401k. You're going to be aware of it. So my question to you guys is: Timmy Walz, the governor of this state, he either knew about it and did nothing, or he didn't know about it. Here's my question:
Yep.
as a governor, what's worse?
He knew.
Well, what's worse? I'm saying that he's saying he didn't know about it, and I'm saying that's actually worse.
I think he was called a retard from the president of the United States because it is worse that he didn't know. because he's an idiot.
And he can say,
I don't think he's a criminal-minded man. I think he's a moron.
I think he's a criminal-minded man. And this is why I have that flip side, is because, of course, he's going to say he didn't know. Sure.
Yes.
But when you have 300 plus Minnesota DHS employees who are blowing the whistle, saying that they came in front of people and him, stating that there was plenty of fraudulent red flags in this material in 2021 after COVID. And he and the other people chose to basically say that they were acting like bigots, and they couldn't use that card before an election because it would make their party look racist. And that's what it is. He's not acting on the behalf of Minnesotans.
No.
He's acting on behalf of his voters. And that's the shitty part.
Yeah, he'll be gone. This is all perfect.
Well, and the thing is he's not even going to run. He's
No, they're going to act.
they're not going to have him. He's going to bow out and play the victim card.
Yep.
The
He's-
fall guy.
Yeah, he's going to he's going to come out and say, this has been too stressful. I worry about my family's safety.
Yeah, safety.
He's going to say stuff like that. He's going to talk about the safety of his family.
Yeah.
And he's probably going to have a press conference with his wife and kids right there and talk about how the hurtful words and all stuff. I'm calling it right now.
Yeah.
You're backing out of this because
climate of
you know the
politics.
longer you stay in the spotlight, the more likely you're going to end up in fucking prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't drive by his, house screaming
Oh,
the
why
R
would you
word.
say something like that, even.
But
'Cause
then
that's
stand up and,
serious.
call Trump what's worse, a retard or a
Well, not
Nazi?
only Trump, you can call Trump. He doesn't care what you call it.
Well,
You can
exactly.
call him whatever. But when you call
But it's a
the
double
ICE
standard.
agents and U.S. troops going around and trying to make our country safer, when you call them the Gestapo and you call them, Hitler's Guard. What do we?
So I was
do with
talking
it?
to a
Come
St.
on.
Paul cop this past week. He was a customer. He had the day off. He was a K9 unit.
Yeah.
Really cool dude. I don't know if I should say this. We were there for like 45 minutes after we were
Don't say that,
done.
Tony.
Hey, we're schmoozing for 5 stars. He's a customer. If he wants to
Customer
talk,
satisfaction.
we got to talk.
Yeah.
And, so we're asking, it's me and I'm with a black guy. And so we have different kind of questions that we're going through, and
Yeah.
we're talking about the ICE, and we're talking about
Your coworkers.
George
Yeah.
Floyd and all
Mhm.
this kind of stuff. And, and we already know this, that they, bus and ship these instigators kind of into the front of the line. These are paid actors stirring shit up with the ICE, but it's cool to hear it from the other side, from a cop, where they book these people, and it's like John Anderson from Michigan, or Karen Schmidt from California. It's like, why are you in St. Paul throwing snowballs at ICE agents?
Same reason they were in New York. Same reason they were in New York.
Exact.
Same reason they go
DC.
to all
Yeah.
these
I know.
places.
It's just, we know it, but it's when it's confirmed from somebody like that. I mean, he was a cool dude.
Oh, I
Yeah, and
bet.
now we got our boy from Forest, like Pete Hegseth,
Oh, he's
bombing down, fishermen in Venezuela. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Now this will end, and this is I think it's funny that I wake up in the morning to watch the news, and I
Yeah.
do it for one reason: the weather.
Yep,
I
me too.
watch to see what the weather is going to look like. I don't pay attention to the news portion because it's literally like watching Saturday morning cartoons. It's so unbelievable. Here's the thing. So what I challenge everybody, especially people who lean to the left,
Sure.
ask yourself common sense follow-up questions that are never asked on the news. Like, number one, and keep it simple and keep it sarcastic if you want. They're talking about fishermen being bombed in the ocean. You know what you never see in those videos? I see
Fishing supplies.
fishing supplies.
Yeah.
I never saw a fishing rod.
No.
I never saw it. Here's the thing. They're not fishermen. So stop presenting that narrative. They are guys on flatbed duck boats
Sure.
carrying drugs, and
supplies.
and then they go from one boat to another, and there's a
high
kid.
rate of speed.
Yeah. It's like, stop
In the
stop
dead of the night.
believing the bullshit of the media.
Well, I didn't
They're-
know if you knew this, Greg, but you can just turn SportsCenter on instead of the news and check your phone. For
You
want
want to know what's better? Here's the comparison to what you just said.
I also
The
like-
weather app.
I also like the traffic.
I
Okay,
like this.
so more
Is-
than just the weather.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
comparison to what Greggy just said is, you have a known drug dealing house in your community. You know it.
We all got
The
them.
windows are shady. The siding's falling apart. Lots of foot traffic. A bunch of shady characters coming in and out of the house at all times of the day. Lights never shut off. And the police raid it. They arrest the criminals. And you say, I don't know, man. I'm pretty sure that they were selling Girl Scout
He was
cookies.
a nice guy.
They were selling Girl Scout
Yep.
cookies. I don't care what you say. I saw the one box of Girl Scout cookies, just like they saw the one fishing rod in the boat. And they go, what do you mean?
Yeah.
What are we talking about here?
Because the other thing you've never seen is you've never seen Venezuelan families, like a wife with 4 kids on her shoulder or on her arm, being like, they killed my husband. All he was trying to do was fish 12 hours a day and support our family.
Yeah.
No, they're drug runners.
Yeah.
You never see that. Even
Further-
the Venezuelan government is allowing the American CIA
Yep.
into their country.
Yeah.
So that's by the way, stupid Americans.
Right.
People who lean to the left. That's how we know where these Venezuelan drug cartels
Right.
are going.
Yeah.
The CIA is in Venezuela. They're calling and saying, hey, Pete, look, this degrees north, this degrees west. There's a boat coming. It's filled with drugs. You might want to bomb it out of the sky. Okay, done.
Sure.
Yeah, CIA's pushed more drugs in America in
Oh, yeah.
history than anybody else.
That's what I'm
The
saying.
problem
Yeah.
with our country is that there's too many people that sit behind a keyboard that think they have the same information as our elected officials. You don't. You are an idiot, just like me, just like you, just like you. We have information that the government allows us to see. What don't we have? All of the intel that is leading them to make these decisions. We don't have the same information that Pete Hegseth does when they bomb a drug boat out of the sea.
Yeah.
They have more information. They are 100% certain that that is a drug boat, and those people that are driving the drug boat are aware. If you get caught by Americans in their radar, you will be
Yeah.
shot and killed.
And that's another thing too, is like you also have to think about Venezuela as a whole. They have a dictator who is wanted by our country.
Mhm.
Okay, because he refuses to honor the election results, and he now refuses to have elections. Not only that, but his whole country believes that he's doing all of this drug trafficking, and he's in with the cartels. So that's why, hence, what makes our country look bad. You continue to send out these boats of people that just get torched, vaporized. That's fine. We're killing people that are trying to bring drugs in. You're speaking to 3 people that had problems with controlled substances. Like, let's go. Like, what, you think we're going to say no? Like, I hope that if I ever get the urge that drugs are so crazy expensive because of the fucking, the drug embargoes, dude.
There's one word that would turn me off to any drug moving forward anyway, and that's
Fetty?
fentanyl.
Fetty
Oh, yeah.
Wap, yeah.
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 It's even in the snow dust, and it's like,
Oh yeah, it's
God,
in
you
the
can't
rain.
even go skiing without
Yeah,
tripping and falling to your death now.
right.
Can't even just shred.
Crazy.
So
let's,
I'm out.
Let's transition out of it. I'll
Dark
take a
and
page
gloomy?
out of Connor's book, my 14-year-old son.
Caveman.
From now on, instead of referring to people who are of less intelligence as retarded, we'll just do what Connor does in school. We'll just call him 9.
9.
This is my transition.
9.
Is anyone who's less?
Oh, sure. JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, JJ.
Well, that's a great transition, actually, because I'm going to go out on a limb today. I'm going to say that JJ McCarthy is going to throw for over 200 yards passing, and he's going to have 2 touchdowns and a Vikings win. Now, this may be the last win for the Vikings this year, and this might be the best he'll look all year, but I firmly believe Washington's defense is bad enough, and they're going to be throwing the ball enough because they might be trailing at times. So, I mean, yeah, people are hard on old 9. Was it stupid for him to say the whole 9 bit after the Bears?
Yeah.
Of course.
But he's a 21-year-old kid, and I'm having fun with it.
And he's a good kid.
He's a good kid. He's a
Psycho.
21-year-old kid. The problem with it is, and I was talking to Mike about this, and Mike's response was like any Vikings fan should be. Well, we didn't. And my thing to him was, because the Vikings were a team with Justin Jefferson, you have all these guys, you're really spending a lot of money for that win now attitude. And I know they won 14-3, and I know JJ was already on the roster. You should have drafted Bo Nix. You should have drafted the guy who has more career college starts than any human being that's ever played quarterback versus a 20-year-old kid who had 1 season.
Who had the higher ceiling at the time?
But it's not a matter of the higher ceiling. It's a matter of who is your plug and play guy who knows the speed better.
But I feel like we always went with like a plug and play type system quarterback as a draft, and like it didn't pan out. But that's not to say we can talk about that all day about they should have, would have, didn't. What he needed and what they should have understood with JJ McCarthy is that this isn't a plug and play quarterback. This is a guy who's got to sit down like most good quarterbacks,
like Jordan Love.
NFL.
Yeah.
You get guys that at least sit behind a veteran and get to learn the speed of the game.
Well, Jordan Love got paid. I'd say he's good. Okay,
He's as good as the other quarterbacks that got paid relative money.
He's not a
superstar
superstar.
Quarterback for sure.
I mean, trust me. If he was a Viking, I'd be happy.
Top 15.
He's a solid quarterback. You know, is he the third Hall of Fame?
No.
But you did hit it. You did hit again.
Yeah.
You just want a quarterback that could win you a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's it.
Will KOC last to get another chance to get a second guy?
Sure.
Yes.
Not many coaches have that opportunity to get the other guy.
He will, because Kwesi won't. Kwesi won't be here next year.
So a new GM will come in and get his guy.
Yeah.
I don't think Kwesi should get another draft.
If I was a Viking fan, I would absolutely not. He has missed on everything, including Jordan Addison. Because if you look at it, you drafted Jordan Addison, and everyone always goes to Jordan Addison as that was his good pick.
The one.
No, it's not,
pick.
because you drafted him with the first round, and then you had to then trade a fourth and a fifth round pick to bring in Adam Thielen to cover for Jordan Addison, because Jordan Addison's behavior kept him off the field for the first 3 weeks. So Jordan Addison actually cost you a first, a fourth, and a fifth.
Sure. Well, for him.
For Kwesi.
Well, yeah, for Jordan Addison.
Yeah.
And we've talked about this. It's Ryan Grigson is the assistant general manager for the Vikings.
Yeah.
He's responsible for the scouting and the NFL side of things, where Kwesi's a numbers guy. At the end of the day, it won't matter because Kwesi's the general manager, but they'll both go.
But this is what happens with the Vikings franchise, is they are known to hang on to people too long. And this is what will happen again, you know? Like, sure, you have GMs that suffice in the NFL. You can draft guys, you can draft stud athletes, and you can probably get away with them being a bust rather than you making a bad pick.
I'd put money on Kwesi's not fired.
Yeah, Minnesota hangs on to people.
Yeah.
I think that this experiment by taking an analytics guy who doesn't have a football background, has an analytics background, has a basketball background, what you're learning is that football is not a sport that you can use analytics to the same extent that you would in baseball, because in baseball, where the term, I'm not saying where the term came from, where it was popular, where it was popularized in sports, you have 9 individuals that can be analyzed individually.
Yep.
You can take a left fielder and say, this guy has a radius that he can cover this amount of ground on a pop fly. He can do this, he can do that defensively and offensively. You can't do that with the NFL, with football, because the people are playing
it's less player analytics and more game flow.
Or it's just like
game flow. Yeah, you can
okay, we're fourth and third. What do our analytics say? Go for it.
Yes, analytics can be used in game situations, not personal situations.
Yeah, no, they use it in a different way than baseball would.
Yeah.
So the question is this then. So as a Vikings fan,
and we're all Vikings fans,
VWO, not a VWO member. Okay, so I can
Vikings fan strictly
speak out non-biasedly as a Vikings fan. Okay,
so you're saying I can't?
Right.
Okay.
You're an
because
invested fan.
You'll think what I'm about to say is crazy.
Blasphemous.
Yes.
I'm sure I won't.
Why wouldn't you, at this point, gauging that they continue to look like they do?
I love this.
Why wouldn't you trade Justin Jefferson?
Absolutely.
For 3 firsts?
Is that the rate?
I think
you could move them for 3 firsts.
I was told
New England, I think they would bite for 3 firsts. I think there's multiple teams where you could get them for 3.
I was told,
are they going to be
first and
early first? No.
I mean, Micah didn't go for that.
Yeah, Micah's not the best wide receiver in the game.
That's but either is JJ.
Drake May and Vrabel. If you don't think they're going to sell the franchise, they're already good. They got to keep the guys.
So 3 late firsts, 28.
Yep. 3 late firsts.
Yeah, no.
I think I do. Because he's not going to be the one to win us a Super Bowl. He's not. and there's too many holes, and you could get 3. You could. Obviously, it would all depend on who you get, how they pan out. Don't get me wrong. But I don't believe that as the team is right now with the draft capital that we have, during his current contract, we will win a Super Bowl.
Well, here's the thing, Matt. In my 40 years on Earth,
We haven't. I get that.
We haven't won a basketball championship.
Sure.
We haven't won an NFL
And what
championship.
did we always do?
We haven't won shit. But what we do have currently right now in Minnesota
Yes.
is marketable players that I
That's what
can,
we've always had.
but that I can at least have some fucking fun with.
But I don't want to have fun.
I can
don't
wear
want
some
to.
Anthony Edwards and not win a championship and
is-
have some flash.
But that's Minnesota sports.
But it doesn't
That's
matter.
okay.
If we trade him, does that if you told me we trade him and we win a championship, fucking every single day.
What if? we
But
trade
I
him-
don't
hold on.
believe
What if we trade him and he wins a championship?
Well, that's what always happens.
But what's wrong with that? You don't think KG deserved a ship?
Yes, but I'm
Okay,
selfish.
Randy Moss.
I want him here. I want to watch the gritty in Minnesota.
I understand.
was the
but that
national-
selfish nature is what gets us into bad positions in a business standpoint.
No, me personally.
Like Nick.
I'm being
Creasy-
selfish.
Nick Creasy Suter with the Wild. You got Joe Mauer with the Twins. You've got Correa with the Twins. Now you've got JJ McCarthy, who's excellent. Of course, I would keep him if I thought during this current contract we would win a Super Bowl. Because if we don't during this current contract, he is going to leave. Why wouldn't you?
Well, I don't know.
Well-
I personally, from a business standpoint, yes, I'd maybe look into it.
Three
but
firsts.
you can't just all the time as a franchise. Oh, we had him for 8 years and we're just gonna get rid of. I mean, we just keep drafting well and then getting rid of them.
I don't know if we draft. well.
You do need good players
I
to
don't know
win
if we draft well.
championships.
That's the problem.
First of all,
Well, we did. We got them.
You get 3 firsts, whether you're going to draft them or
You
not.
can
you have
still-
the artillery of 3 first-round picks.
This is what people do in sports, though, is they panic.
What do you do?
So
when
how many wins did we have last year?
14.
14.
Yeah.
Well, we don't even know what next year looks like,
Sure.
right? So why can't we at least see another window?
because
If we have 2 years in a row of this, his value isn't going to diminish that much.
Sure.
But we have another year of JJ.
but you
At least
have-
we can see. If we have to start over at quarterback,
Yeah.
sure, that's when you burn it down and start over.
Yeah, I
but
get
but
what
we
you're
need to
saying.
see.
I get what you're
I
saying.
think we have a small sample size.
I think that 2 years ago, our record was determined by guys that are now going to be 2 years to 3 years old.
Yeah, we're missing the window.
That's what I'm saying. So all your heat 2 years ago that got us to this record that we had because we could win those close games that we won a ton of. And now you're seeing the difference is just Hitman. Great. He's awesome, but he's this is it.
Well, this is it. And if
You know
you
what I'm
want to
saying?
see that happen, we do need a regime change from the top
That's what I'm
because
saying.
Kwesi's not going to blow it up because there goes his job anyway.
I just know that when I play Madden, the first thing I do
blow it
is
up.
burn the whole
You and I
franchise
both,
up.
brother.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Because you have to get rid of your draft capital.
And I
you
need to
have
make it my own.
And guess what? In the next 5 years, I win a ship.
Oh, multiple.
You see what I'm saying?
I don't lose.
I mean, you can be Minnesota, and what Minnesota does is we play a couple guys to look real good and have a good stat year and maybe be MVPs and all stars. That's it.
Yeah.
We hang
We
fucking
produce
conference
stuff.
championship flags, bro.
Yeah.
That's what we are.
Yeah.
The home of the conference.
I mean,
championship.
we're known for the links.
Well, no, we're known for conference championships. That's even worse.
We got
Can't even known
we
for
got
that.
we got championships. The links.
You have their Lynx have more championships than
They're
you
gonna
guys
have
have.
more too. They're probably
have
the best
diff-
team in the
conference
state right now.
championships.
Again,
When was the last time you guys won a conference championship in anything?
3 years ago.
Yeah, but you're not known for it. You've done it
The
once.
North. We own the North. for
Yeah, we're
most
the kings of.
2000s.
Haven't you heard the song "Kings of the North," Greg?
Greggy,
Just
we
because
own
there's
the
a
North.
song, the
No,
Packers
for
have the
most-
Packers have more
Greggy, of
championships
course, the Packers
than
were playing
everyone
before
else.
they had roads.
Just
but-
like a typical
Of course.
Wisconsinite need to
Yeah.
bring in the Packers
But-
to a
but-
Vikings conversation.
We're
But
not-
but you guys are saying you guys are the kings of the North. The Packers have more division championships than
Okay.
every other team in the North
Sure.
combined.
And then on piggyback on that, the Minnesota Golden Gophers football team has the most national
I'll even-
championships in the country.
I'll even-
that doesn't mean we're good. That doesn't mean we own the Big Ten.
I'll even start it off. I'll even start it off at when this in the modern NFL since the Super Bowl. That's still the answer.
Since the
Still the
Super Bowl.
Packers.
We were still in black and white, Greggy.
What then? What do you want to go from 2000? Still
Yeah.
the
I'm saying
Packers.
since I've
The
been
Packers still
involved-
have. No matter what era you go through, the Packers
2000.
still have more championships in the division than every other
From
team combined.
2000 to 2025, you have more.
Yes, a lot more.
You
No,
guys sucked for Well,
Greg, I
left
hope
patches.
Greg, I hope you
Keep in mind-
live long enough
there was Deshaun Kaiser
to
years.
to see to see them just go down. I want about 15,
Well, you don't.
20 years.
You won't. You know why you won't? Because you draft a quarterback and you let him sit behind your quarterback for 3 years.
And
It ain't
because-
gonna work
and-
forever.
And
It
because
will.
our
It
fan
will.
base won't tolerate this. If Kwesi Adolfo Mensa
So
was
you'll
the
never
GM
be bad.
no, I'm not saying we'll never be bad. Of course we'll be bad. We will never be pathetically bad because our fan base won't put up with it. If Kwesi Adolfo Mensa was the GM of the Packers right now,
Yes.
and he was doing the exact same thing, he wouldn't be the GM right now. He would have been fired
I
halfway
get
through the
that.
season.
But sometimes it's also regarding health. That could have a shitty season.
Yeah,
That's
but-
what happened to you before. You're good.
But
You're
that's
good
not your
player.
problem now.
No, but I'm saying, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
The Packers have had bad years, and it always revolves around
Health.
the quarterback being
course.
Aaron Rodgers being
Yeah.
hurt. I mean, Brett Favre never got hurt. But by the way,
He was hurting. Wrangler, man. He was hurting.
Randy Moss never won a championship.
He didn't win there.
No, he was close.
Yeah,
The
but
Giants took him down.
yeah, but
Yep.
the
You know, my two proudest
Got to
moments
go.
as a parent yesterday, Greg, were yesterday.
okay.
Two proudest.
Wow, this must be big time.
So one was at the parade. We were at a holiday parade yesterday.
Now, let me just say, when we first saw this, before he says what he's going to say, when we first saw this, me and Taylor were sitting back.
Is this-
Eyewitness.
Is this
we
what
were
I?
sitting back observing, okay? And what we saw, we both looked at each other and we went like this, eyes wide open, looking at each other and just doing this. Just
Uh-oh.
the head bob.
No,
Go ahead, Mike.
I gotta know.
So we're at the parade, holiday parade, Winterfest, and kids are out in the street, collecting things.
Yeah.
And Layla runs up. Well, both kids run up,
right in front of us. Yeah.
and she goes, Dad, I got two different colored sticks.
Oh,
Like the
this is a
4th of
different
July
one.
light up ones.
This
Oh,
is a different one.
The glow sticks.
The glow sticks.
Okay. Yep.
And it was a green and yellow. And I said,
Nice.
Layla, that's Packer colors. With not even a half a second, she chucked that green one. She goes, I hate the Packers.
I'll let you go over. Your second one's cute too.
Yeah,
Then
the-
I'll piggyback because that's not what
The
I-
next,
As a-
the
as
next
a-
one
as a
was the
parent-
fireworks.
As a
And
parent, I can appreciate that.
yeah, the next one was the fireworks. And every single green firework that came up, there's Parkman. No, boo, Packers suck.
Yep. It was good.
Proud
was
dad moment.
As
I'm
a-
raising little Vikings.
As
little
a
soldiers.
parent and as a sports fan, I can appreciate
Yeah.
that.
You love
Just-
them?
Yeah, I'm not
Yep.
putting you down
Yeah.
to lift them up. I'm
Yep.
just saying as a avid Vikings fan to be raising little soldiers like that
Yeah, I'll-
makes a dad proud.
Speaking of the little soldiers, here's what I was referring to.
Okay.
Okay, so we're all right in a line here. The kids are out in the street. They're picking up all the candy. Okay, so Layla and Parker will go over to my right and they'll hit all those people coming. And then what do, Grady? They zip down back to the front of the parade and they double dip.
Oh, that's a good call. That's a
They
good call.
hit major licks. I saw the bags.
That's
I
a
mean,
good call.
They killed
they're
it.
felons. This is what's happening. They are feral kids. These are feral children. That's what's going on right now.
Well,
They will survive.
they're either criminals
God.
or Fortune 500 CEOs.
What's the difference?
What's not
What's
much.
the difference?
Yeah,
Not much.
that's that
Now
line
we're
couldn't
really
be.
talking.
Prison. Prison.
Yeah.
That's about
They
the only
all- they all
difference.
go. Yeah, eventually.
How did Nastray handle the weather?
Did great.
Oh yeah.
Slept like a bug in the rug.
Nice.
Yeah, they didn't last long. Bill was there in his reindeer outfit.
I saw that.
Everybody bailed, but Taylor, I was about to bail. I was like, dude, we're walking all the way back to Mikey's old, the Reeves Township.
Yep.
We're going to Reeves Township, that old apartment, to go up on the roof.
Uh-huh.
And we're walking, and we're walking in the direction that the parade is going, where they're ending. Okay.
Yep.
By the time we get to the apartment, now the parade had ended for us.
Yeah.
We got there and the parade was starting.
Okay. Yep.
It had a
So
ways
that's
to
another
get
40 minutes.
it had a
Randy,
ways to get
before
down to us.
fireworks.
Yeah.
So I'm frozen and I look back at Taylor and I'm like, oh no. And she's like, no, we'll be okay. And
Well, that's
I'm
because
like,
Taylor's Mrs. Claus.
Well, and I told Greggy last
She
night,
is.
I said
She is.
you should thank her for the experience because
I
number one,
none of it would have happened.
none of it.
None of it.
I
her
told
that yesterday.
I told Greg, I said she wanted to go out and do something.
Yeah.
If it were up to Matt, he would have been Mr. Snowflake like he
100%.
always is.
There's only two reasons I went to Faribault yesterday, and that's because I didn't think I was coming back for a second.
Yeah, you were the plug, and then you came back.
Right.
Yeah.
Shit happens. Then you die.
But create
What
those.
memories, dude?
creating
What
those-
memories? The double dippers. I'll never forget it.
Yeah, and that's what I told them. I said that they had a great night. I didn't have, my mom brought up something in Chicago. Like my mom, I love my mom.
Yeah.
I didn't have experiences like my kids have.
Yeah.
We just didn't. We just did, but not even just that. Like the,
it was
Cabot,
like, go
like
to a game with Dan.
it just wasn't. I don't have all these different like memories like that. It was just,
It's
It was just
out
chill.
biking with the kid, and that's
Yes.
fine. We do that a lot too, but it's like I like to, when I can, do that, especially yearly
Still
stuff
remember
like
it.
that.
Yeah.
Every year we did this and did that, and it's like
It's tradition. You're
Yeah,
a tradition guy.
I'm
It's
very
funny-
old school.
It's funny you say that because I don't remember a lot of. I mean, my Christmas traditions were every year go to grandma and
Sure.
grandpa's. But as far as like what you're talking about, that leading up to Christmas, I never had that stuff either.
I did.
But it was like you did, because
I
it
the
was
only child.
Oh,
as
see,
was
yeah.
Mikey.
yeah.
As was Mikey, but like I was the only grandson on my mom's side forever. So every time I'd go over there, I was the only one getting presents too. And I just loved playing games and like card games with the family, and like even going to Taylor's family for the last decade, like going downstairs with all the kids and like,
Yeah,
being at the kids' table still.
Yeah.
It's the best.
it's important. And when you start it young,
Yeah.
I remember when my grandparents transitioned from their house to the home.
Oh yeah.
And we started to go there,
Ooh,
and it
that's
was like
tough,
after
yeah.
and it was like this just isn't
It was tough this year.
the same,
This was the last year of Thanksgiving at Grandma and Grandpa's because they're just they need more care, and you could just see it how tired they were just with like the basics, and that's tough.
But selfishly, your traditions then start to change, and then have
Somebody's
to
gotta take
have
the
to
torch.
transition, and it's like,
Yeah.
God, this ain't
Passing the torch.
this ain't the same. Like
If you don't pass it, then you end up,
hosting.
Well,
not
and
doing
that's
it.
what you were talking to me about yesterday. Is we were talking about Christmas plans,
Yep.
and you're like, would you go back to Wisconsin? Since my dad and grandma died,
I know.
there is no big family thing that we used to do when we were kids. Me and all my cousins, my brothers, all my cousins, we used to,
Yeah,
blah blah. And now that my grandma's not there anymore, isn't around anymore, and my dad's not, all of our families all do our own thing, and we're starting our own traditions and all that stuff, which is great. But it's like, like you're saying though, is your traditions 10 years from now, when Parker and Layla are out on their own, 15 years from now, Kinley's out on their own, they're going to be coming back for those traditions.
Yes, we're setting up a foundation for future
And
traditions.
they can pass on.
Yeah.
Yep.
And maybe it won't look exactly the same. Maybe it's not Fairbolt, but you guys will probably find some sort of a Christmas parade holiday parade or something like that. That's what we're doing 2 weeks before. The 2 weeks before Christmas or whatever it is, we're doing this. And that is so cool, because that's one thing that I think we're losing out on as a society is those traditions.
That's where it slips.
Yeah.
Culture.
Yeah.
It's all culture.
Well, and setting up what it's about. I tried to look at, for years when Kinley would come for Christmas, I'd bring her and Ava out, and we would do some type of charity event.
Yeah.
This isn't just, first off, this is the birth of Jesus Christ.
I love that.
That's where it starts,
Mhm.
right? This isn't Santa Claus and
Well,
reindeer.
It's Santa too.
It is, but let's start at the beginning and work our
The guy
way
who
up.
made Santa.
Yeah. And it's just to give, there's a lot of people out there who don't have it that way, and you gotta, even Layla the other day, she's sitting there, I asked about their day on Friday, and she said, well, I had a pretty good day, Dad, but there's this kid, he was kind of teasing me because I had lice recently.
Oof.
And so she clapped back and was like, well, you wear the same clothes every day and this, that, and the other. And I
Good
said, well,
comeback.
let's pause, Layla.
Okay.
I said, first off, we know better than to react to other people.
That's good.
Because we don't, did you ever think about this, Layla, that they don't have the means
They don't have the
that
clothes,
you
yeah.
do, and that he has to wear that same dirty sweatshirt every single day because they don't have the opportunities that you do.
Yeah.
And when you react to him, you're just bringing him down. I said, the only reason he's clapping at you in the first place are because he's portraying his insecurities onto you. I said, we need to do better.
Where did you read that?
Life experiences,
This is
brother.
real? Did you catch that up for real just before you got here? That was crispy.
Those
No, but these are the
Christmas
these are the
miracle.
conversations that I have with them, You have to
Yeah.
because it's like they're kids, right?
But
Yeah.
they get
You
it.
know, fuck you, no, fuck you. It's like, well, no, that's not how we do things. Maybe at mom's, not over here.
Yeah.
Maybe at mom's. Yeah, for sure at mom's. Yeah, that's for sure.
You know, so again with Christmas, it's like, no, we're gonna start it with the foundation of Jesus and give him back
Where's
all
your
our
presents?
gifts. Mine's up there.
Yeah, here, I'll get them.
Matt made us look like shit today.
I know.
Brought us gifts. He literally told me yesterday, Greggy, when I had zero time to remember.
Right there.
Okay.
I know. He shows up this morning. Well, first of all, Taylor's here too.
Yeah.
And they show up like Mr. and Mrs. Claus.
Oh, ho, ho!
And Maddie's got presents for
Holy
us.
shit.
I feel
Now
like
I
a
feel
horse
like
that says,
Even worse.
oh, wait, no. I gave you guys gift cards for Xbox. I'm safe. I'm safe.
Damn it.
Greggy, how's yours feel?
Mine's heavy.
What else?
It's
What do you feel? Temp?
This is I might have each
Cold?
and every one of these today.
Well, that's fine, Mikey. They're all you.
These are
That's a
phenomenal.
Hobby
Well,
Lobby
you gotta
exclusive right there. That's the Donut Shop Coffee K-Cup set. Read some of those flavors.
Salted caramel cookie.
Yep.
This one is the first one I saw. Cheesecake fantasy.
Bro, I saw it right
Cookies
there.
and creamy
Mike's
bird. Oh,
Mike's Christmas gifts.
oh, love you.
What does Greggy got here?
He got meat.
Oh, little Venny for you. A little breakfast sausage.
little
there.
breakfast sausage.
Some
We got,
breakfast sausage sticks even. 2 packs of breakfast.
oh, look at that.
That's from Kev Dog.
This
That's a South Dakota special. Right?
It's
Is
the
this-
holiday season.
Who did
Can I make it?
was this
Damn it.
was this a this year thing?
That's
I mean, it's the
Last season.
well, yeah.
Dad, I went over and he gave me like all the quarter cow that he had left because he was about to fill his freezer, and so I grabbed all the venison that he was just.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
At least we
Happy
both
holidays,
missed.
boys.
Well, thank you.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, that's awesome.
Calories for Greggy and caffeine for Mikey. That's
I love it.
perfect. Uppers for Mikey, and a little sauce there for Greggy. You don't give that to anybody.
No,
That's your own personal
tax.
no.
own personal treat.
This is one of those things where next weekend,
Yep.
no kids. Becky
Oh, yeah.
sleeps in. Becky does her
Yeah,
own.
she doesn't like Benny much.
yeah, and she does her own oatmeal breakfast thing.
Overnight oats.
Yeah, she does the overnight oats. So weekends when we don't have the kids, breakfast is me. So there's going to be some hash browns. There's going to be some breakfast sausage.
You
There's
can do a
gonna,
little scrambler.
oh,
You can do a little scrambler.
yeah, I'm going to be killing it.
With that,
Yeah,
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
Happy New Year. We'll see you in 2026.
I got to go home and get my snowblower fixed.
No felonies.
Yeah, sooner than later. Hopefully, Matt's trying to push us out a few months.
Yeah. When's hoop season end? You don't
Like-
have it TBD.
March,
Yeah, but
April.
yeah, but
We might
there's
have to do a
there's
couple-
later games
We
we,
might
could
have to
do.
do a couple stream yards. We'll see, guys.
We'll see.
Figure it out. We'll get you a show.
Merry
though.
Christmas, Happy New
Love
Year's.
ya.
Love you, normies.
Bye.